I'm Forrest Saunders, standing outside of the Florida Capitol. Governor Ron DeSantis was on the University of Florida campus on Wednesday, telling protesters, really warning them that any kind of encampments or disruption of graduations will not be happening here. It was a tough on crime speech, while protesters, the very same protesters he was warning, were chanting just a few feet away. For yet another day, long live Palestine! This group of pro-Palestine protesters at the University of Florida demanding the school divest ties to Israel as the war abroad continues.
Disclose, divest, we will not stop, we will not rest.
Their shouts loud enough you could hear them feet away during Governor Ron DeSantis' press conference, an event called in part to cheer the detention of some from that very group days earlier.
This has kind of become a common occurrence. We don't do that here in the state of Florida, and so they did have an encampment, and it lasted about a few minutes.
For more than a half hour, DeSantis and other state ed officials denounced how UCLA, Columbia, and other schools have dealt with similar protests, some resulting in the disruption of graduations as demonstrators occupied buildings and grounds.
We're going to do it right. We're going to be focusing on academic rigor. We're going to be focusing on the pursuit of truth. We will not let the inmates run the asylum in the Sunshine State.
But members of DeSantis' own party think more could be done. State lawmaker Rep. Randy Fine says Florida's anti-Semitism laws aren't being used to the fullest, and he helped craft them.
And it's been a great source of disappointment to me. The legislation requires students who engage in anti-Semitic behavior to be treated the same way as students who engage in racist behavior. If someone was chanting the N-word walking through campus, they'd be gone in 30 seconds, as they should be.
That's as Florida's Council on American Islamic Relations denounces the governor for going too far already.
Free, free, free Palestine!
Recent student arrests at Florida State, UF, and USF, mixed with rhetoric conflating pro-Palestine protests with terror group Hamas, is chilling free speech, CARE says.
All they are asking for are conversations to have in how they want their universities to be invested. And I feel they have a right to do that.
The request, a non-starter for Florida's University Chancellor Ray Rodriguez. During the AM press conference, he said there would be no appeasement or divestment by schools. And later, Rodriguez dismissed concerns that Florida officials were chilling speech.
You may have seen a very large crowd of students and outside campus agitators joining in to protest our very speech. None of them seem chilled, and that's my answer.
So what's next? Well, likely those protests are going to continue on Florida campuses and beyond across the country as we wait to see if maybe a ceasefire materializes overseas, perhaps bringing some ease to the tensions right here at home. That's the latest out here at the state capitol. I'm Forrest Saunders reporting.